Welcome back to the LPR Trading Group YouTube channel. I've got another video for you today, and this video is going to scare some of you. It almost scared me making it. It is talking about what I would do differently if I went back and started my trading career all over again. I made a couple bullet points in a PowerPoint slide that I put together, and I talked through these bullet points and more. Some of the things that I put out there might scare you guys away from the industry, period. But that's fine. Trading is a dog-eat-dog world, and you got to be prepared to enter that world, learn, absorb all the knowledge you can, and be super humble about it. It will rip you apart if you don't, and that's why I did this video. I don't want to discourage anyone from trading, but I do want to shake people up and say, like, listen, this is the reality of things. It is not like that, give me your money and I'll make you $1 million in 5 days. And this isn't trading. This is not how it works. It is absolutely the hardest thing I've ever done in my life. And with that being said, sit back and enjoy. Alright guys, as the intro and the name of this video stated, we are going to talk about what I would have done if I could turn back time and go back to day one of when I started trading. There's going to be a lot of things in here. I've put together a PowerPoint slideshow, just a really quick one with some bullet points we're going to touch on. But this is a super important video if, number one, you're looking at starting trading, or you're trading and you're not successful yet. Okay, we're going to be talking about business plans, education, markets and trading styles, and ultimately bankroll and trade management. I've got a couple extra points in here we're going to touch on, but let's get right into the PowerPoint. Okay, our business plan. I wrote, and I did this late, I wrote a 53-page trading plan. It's called my Trading Playbook. This was and still is my Bible, and it has been for the past like 3 years. This took me a long time to build. Remember, it's a working document. I wish I went back and I did this on day one. Even though it would be super slim, at least it was a starting point. It'd be something that I could reference all the time and go back to and say, okay, this is what I'm learning, this is what I'm doing, this is where I want to go, this is the process, yada, yada, yada. Start a document and build it out, even if it just starts with a sentence, a paragraph, a few lines, a few pictures, whatever it is. This is going to build out over the years to turn into, it's going to turn into something absolutely magical, okay? And it will turn into your Bible. I like the idea of planning out goals, processes, and aspirations, okay? You want to know why you're trading. Are you trading for money? That's fine. Are you trading because you want a Lamborghini like all the rest of the guys on the internet? I mean, that's fine if that's what you want. For me, I'm trading for freedom. I want my time. There's one thing that we can never buy more of, and that's our time. So I want to make the best of my time with myself, my family, my friends, and to enjoy life, right? I truly believe at some point a person's salary is a bribe for them to just forget their dreams, goals, and aspirations, okay? Most importantly out of these three things is the process. I know everyone makes goals. I'll give you an example. Everyone makes a New Year's resolution to quit smoking, lose 20 pounds, eat better, whatever it is. Why do 95% of these people fail in their goals is they don't have a process. And I don't mean a process like, okay, I'm going to go to the gym 3 times a week. I mean a process like, if you're going to go to the gym 3 times a week, when are you going to go? At what time? After you do what? Like dial it right in. I'm going to wake up in the morning. I'm going to brush my teeth. When I'm done brushing my teeth, I'm going to do 10 push-ups. Like, this is how detailed it needs to be, okay? Keep your eye on the process, not on the prize. They always say, keep your eye on the prize, keep your eye on the prize. No. If you keep your eye on the prize, you can see it getting further and further away because you're not focusing on the process to get there. If you just take small microscopic steps, you get so much closer to the process so much faster. All right, small steps equal large reward. Trust me, I've been there. I've, let's say, only been doing this for 6 years, but I'm where I am now because I went through all this and I did all the wrong things, if I'm being quite honest with you. So I know the process I would take to get to where I am now in a fraction of the time. Look at your finances. See how much money you want to allot to starting your trading career or starting your trading journey. I'm going to tell you one thing. It is very likely that whatever money you set aside, whether it's 5,000, 10,000, 20,000, 100,000 to start your trading career, there's a good chance that you're going to use more money than you set aside. The money that you set aside is your business startup, okay? That's your startup fund. It might be 5,000 bucks. Some of that might be education, platforms, your first account, whatever it is, but you're going to need to supplement that business. And by supplementing that business, I mean, you're going to lose money. It's just the inevitable. You're going to go to the market, you're going to lose money. The objective is to not lose a lot of money. Me, for example, I went into the market my first 3 weeks, lost $10,000. We do not want to do that. I barely knew how to click buttons on the platform, and boom, it was gone. Do not set unrealistic goals. We should set short-term attainable goals so we can essentially check them off along the way. This is part of the process. If you do this from day one, 2 or 3 years into your journey, you can go back and look at what you accomplished, look at where you were, and know exactly where you were, because believe me, you will forget. You'll forget the where's, when's, why's, and how's, and it's really nice to have this journal or this trading playbook that you can go back and reference. Where did I come from? What am I learning? What did I do? Find a trading buddy or an educational group. Now, the problem is, and like this was an issue even when I started trading, but even more so now, there's a lot of fake stuff out there, and I'll admit it. The fakest thing I've seen are all these scams that people are going to trade your money. They're not going to do that. Number two, a lot of the people out there on YouTube or social media posting huge P&Ls all the time. I mean, I call BS on a lot of them. It is what it is. I don't want to start stuff with them. Let me see your statements. Like, I really don't care. I just call BS on a lot of them. So make sure before you jump into an education program, you watch their free content, or you talk to them, or you ask them if you can have a Zoom call or a Discord conversation or whatever it is, and you really talk to this person or these people, okay? Development is difficult. The biggest thing that kept me going in trading is I'm going to fail. I'm going to fail a lot. But when I fail, I want to fail forward. I think that's a Morgan Freeman motivational quote thing that I picked up and held on to in my brain for a long time. I always concentrated on failing forward. If we never lose, we never learn. Okay, so you essentially have to lose to learn. You start riding a bike. There's no way you're getting on that bike and just pedaling away and flying down the street. You're getting on the bike, you're making a mistake, you're falling, scraping your knee, putting a Band-Aid on it, getting back on the bike and saying, okay, this is what I did that made me fall. I'm going to try and not do that next time. And then you'll be on the bike for a little bit longer, you'll fall again, but over time, you get better and you push forward. And this last one right here is huge, okay? This comes down to ego as well. There's going to be a lot of you listening to this that still think or thought or might think you're the smartest person in the world. You're a phenom. You got this. You watch 2 YouTube videos and like you're going to crush the market, and you go and tell your friends I'm going to kill it and da-da. I did that too. I got killed, okay? It's part of your ego that you have to set aside. The market does not care who you are, how much money you do or you don't have, where you're trading from. The market will take everything from you. You need to leave your ego at the front door, approach the markets as an extremely humble person, willing to learn, and take your beatings. I'm telling you right now, you are an absolute noob. You will get destroyed. I had the wrong mindset going into this, and I got absolutely destroyed. There were nights, quite literally, I could have went in my basement, crawled in the corner, and cried. Because that's how hard the market gives you a beating, and it doesn't care. And the problem is trading is such a small niche industry that most people around you, family, friends, etc., don't understand. I lost X amount of dollars trading, yada, yada, yada. Okay, well, just stop. Why are you gambling? Just stop gambling. But you know deep down it's not gambling. And you know that, okay, maybe let's call it gambling, but gambling with a serious edge, right? you know you can make it. It's just going to be hard. You have to be resilient. So it's tough to talk to people about it because they don't know. Now onto education. Number one, browse free trading content on YouTube. There's a lot of trading content out there. You're going to watch videos, and I did the same thing. I did this deeper into my trading career actually. I started watching YouTube videos, and I started deciphering the code between who I could kind of trust, who put out good content, who was just in it for the chat room millionaire status, etc., etc. And I subscribed and really started following a few traders that I liked, okay? I take all of this education, everything I learned, and I roll it back into this channel for you guys, okay? Also, to touch on this again, no one trades your money for free. It's a scam. With all this crypto nonsense going on and binary options and blah, 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 you get a message on social media or on Discord, come join my channel or I'll trade your money. You just got to send me 2,000 bucks. Like, don't do that. Nothing in life is easy. If it's easy, it's not worth it. It's a scam. It's just simply a scam. Do not fall for that stuff. Typically people fall for that when they're either lazy and don't want to learn for themselves, or they don't have time and they just say, okay, I'll give this guy money because he said he's going to make me 100% a month. It does not exist, okay? No one would do that. Subscribe to a chat room educator that you follow and believe in. You'll have to take a dive. At some point, you're going to have to take a dive into a room. If not for the education, just for the community. I'm telling you, some of these communities out there, and I'd like to think we're in that group, they offer really, really good community support, education, development, market adaptation. There's going to be traders in there, in these groups that are in the same spot you guys are in. Okay, whether you're a day one trader, a year one, a year three, a year five, or an absolute vet, there's going to be traders in this group that are going to fit your trade style and fit right around that education area that you're at. And what you want in the group is you want people to be better than you. You want people in the group to be better than you so you can learn off them, right? If you're playing house league hockey, there's nothing wrong with playing house league hockey, but if you never try and advance and play with people better than you, you're never going to get better, right? Because you're just playing with the same caliber people all the time. So strive to get into a room, find a trading buddy in the room, and believe me, people say, oh, I don't want to pay 50 bucks a month for a room, 100 bucks a month for a room, $500 for a course, whatever it is. If you can take the dive and get into the right place, that money that you've spent on especially the chat room, it's going to be negligible to the amount of money you will and you could lose in the market relative to what the chat will teach you and possibly save you money, right? One thing I have to say about rooms is do not join an alert-based community. I've had bad experiences with them the whole time I've been trading. I've spent $15,000 on education. Any alert-based community I went in was absolute rubbish. And by alerts, what I mean is people calling out trades. Do this when this happens. I'm buying here. I'm selling here. Like, it's absolute rubbish. They typically never make money. You go back and you look at their trades and it's all nonsense. You want to find educators, people who are going to teach you a system, talk you through what they're looking for, never tell you you have to get in at this dollar or this penny and get out at this. That seems like what you want to do. It's not, because you don't learn that way. Even if they are good traders and they are running a good alert-based community, number one, you take their trade, you don't know their exit plan. I've seen this happen a million times. I'm going to get long at $10, and then the stock goes up to $10.50, and they said their target was $10.80. Then it goes down to $9.50, and they say, oh, I got out at $10.30, and you say, what the heck? Like, you said we're getting out at $10.80. Like, you didn't know their plan. So all you know is the alert, and you don't know what they're thinking or doing after that. So I just highly recommend do not join those communities. Join more of an educational based community. You want to strive for independence through education. So when you get into a community, you want to try and learn rather than follow. You don't want to be dependent on someone telling you what to do, when to do it, where to buy, how. You want to be able to go into a community, learn what they're doing, and then be able to self-execute these things, develop independence as a trader. So if that community just crumble to pieces, you've taken knowledge out of the community and you can do this for yourself now. Okay, take notes and learn from those around you, especially those that are a little further down the trading road than you are. You might be learning things, just simply things that they did wrong, like you're learning in this YouTube video right now. And that's progress. Like, that's moving forward. You know the exact steps to take not to end up where they ended up. And I hope with this, I'm doing that for you guys. Develop your niche with tools you've learned. Again, if you go into a trading community, chat room, education, whatever it is, for example, our group, we have like 3, 4, 5 different styles of traders. You know, there's a lot of guys in our group that are very good at trading trend days. They're the worst days for me. We do have a system to trade these days. They just do it a lot better than I do. Okay? And then there's guys that are really good scalpers in our group. We have a system to do this. Some of these guys are just a lot better than I am at scalping. So I just don't go there. Now, new people who join our group, what they'll do is they'll figure out for themselves who is in what sort of trading style group, and they'll grab onto one of them quite literally and attach themselves to them and say, listen, Archie, I'm holding on to you because you trade exactly how I want to trade, and this really fits my personality, etc. And they hold on to Archie and they watch all of his stuff, and this is completely fine. This is completely fine, and I actually encourage that. Don't reinvent the wheel. This goes back to the ego thing. You think you're a phenom, you think you know everything, you're going to do it yourself, and you know what? You could. Don't get me wrong. You could. It is going to take a long, long, long time. Okay? I tried to do it. It cost me a lot of money. It took me a long time. I finally caved, started spending money on education, and I'll tell you what, there's some pieces of education that I bought for $1,000, $2,000, $3,000, and I only learned a few things. But those few things I learned rolled over with me in my trading career. And if I just took something from those groups, it was a success. Now, I look at courses now and they're like thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars. I think that's a lot. Uh, we're getting rid of everything for very cheap, a few $100. We don't want to kill these new traders trying to get into the industry. I don't think that's fair. But don't reinvent the wheel. And if you just say, I'm going to go make my own strategy and I don't know how to trade it, it's probably not going to happen. I mean, maybe you're the one in a million, but I doubt it's going to happen. I'm just a numbers kind of guy. Markets and trading styles. So there are many different ways to trade. Day trading, swing trading, position trading. You could portfolio build. You have to figure out what you want to do. How are you going to figure this out? Number one, like, what are your time restraints during the day? Like, do you have a 9 to 5? If you do, can you trade at work for the first hour or 2 hours of the open? Would you rather just swing trade and manage some positions that you're holding a few days, a few weeks, a few months? Do you want to position trade, where you're sort of holding things a little bit longer here? Or would you rather just go out and build a blue chip portfolio and manage it from your phone on the go? And, you can, it's not as intense. You can slow in, slow out. You're not going to make as much just portfolio building likely. But it all depends on what you want to do and how you want to do it. So you've got to sit there and think about that. Now, what I would do is I'd go through some videos, because there's a lot of content online and on YouTube of all these different trading styles, and say, like, what fits me? And this all goes back to your trading playbook. These are things you're going to want to write out. Write out day trading, swing trading, position trading, et cetera, the pros and cons. Can I do this? Should I do this? How do I feel about this? And a lot of it's personality based too. If you're like, that go-getter, you're more of like a low patience type person. Like, maybe you need to scalp. Maybe you're a day trader, right? If you just don't have the attention span to sit there and hyper focus during the day, maybe you just want to swing trade. Like 5-10 points on a stock over a couple days isn't gonna phase you, right? So you got to figure that out. Another thing too is, do you want to trade? Like, what do you want to trade? Do you want to trade stocks, futures, options? And then we get into those and we break those down, right? Like with options, for example, you've got like leaps being almost like a swing of an option trade. You're buying 6 months out, the expirations, or you're buying a year out, or whatever it is, 2 years out. Futures, like, what kind of futures markets do you want to trade? Do you want to trade ES, NQ, CL? etc. And then stocks, we get into stocks and there's a whole nother realm of stocks. Like, do we want to trade like pinks, OTCs, pennies? Do you want to trade like just blue chip names? Do you want to trade momentum names? I'm not trying to like freak you out with all this information, but these are things you should be figuring out before you go into trading. Now, what I would recommend, when I first started trading, I traded stocks. I never got into the penny stock world, but I traded momentum stocks. Wake up, scan the markets, what's moving, what's not, what has volume, trade those, it gapped up, it this, it that. I traded that for years, and I did okay doing that, but it gave me a headache because it was so intense every morning for like an hour before the open. I had to do all this crazy legwork to run around and grab all these stocks that I could never build a relationship with because I was trading a different stock every day, multiple different stocks every day. And then I went to options. And when I went to options, I was just trading the SPY and the Qs. So now I started developing this relationship with the markets and saying, okay, when I used to trade stocks, I always used to reference the market anyways. Why don't I just trade the market? Well, if we're looking at like the SPY and the QQQ on a stock base, they don't move very much intraday. So that's what was turning me off. So I went to options. I was like, okay, we can get some better moves on these options maybe. Traded options for a bit, did okay, came out without getting my head chopped off, which was good. And then from options, I said, I don't like this, that theta's working against me and this, that, and the other thing. I'm going to try futures. I went to futures. I would absolutely never look back. Uh, for the whole year of 2022, since January, the only thing that I've traded is ES, futures. That's it. And I've never been more profitable than I am now. I've never been calmer. I've never had to do so much less work. Like it's just so much less work for me. And if you really develop this intimate relationship with these markets that you're trading, you can do really, really, really well with them. And last but not least on this slide, I could have made this PowerPoint slideshow like 100 pages here and just talked about every single thing, but I want to give you guys a really high level overview here. Bankroll management, trade management, like all the management stuff falls into here. So again, how much money can you dedicate to trading? And like I said before, whatever you say you're going to dedicate to trading, you're probably going to lose it or spend it on education or platforms or whatever it is. It is what it is. This is how it goes. I recommend sim trading. A lot of educators and big traders out there, oh, don't sim trade. You don't have any emotion. It's true. You don't. But it gets you clicking the buttons and getting to know the markets, your platform, all that stuff, right? And there's going to be a lot of mistakes you can make on sim, and it won't cost you anything. The one thing I recommend if you're trading on sim is make the plan, make the goals, journal all your sim trades as well. And if in the future you're going to have a $10,000 account, trade with a $10,000 sim account. I see a lot of these newer traders like, oh, look, I made 382,000 today because I'm trading a $100 million account. Like, don't do that. That does absolutely nothing for you, right? Trade the account size that you would trade when and if you were going to go live. Journal everything as if it was real money. I hit the sim for a little bit, and losing money on the sim would ruin my day. And it was just fake money. I was so serious about the process that even though I was losing fake money, I was so emotionally attached to doing well and following the process that it bothered me. And again, I can almost guarantee you'll lose money and it'll likely be more than you thought. You have to be resilient. You have to be disciplined. Back to when you fail forward. There's going to be people around you telling you it's gambling, you have to quit, don't do it, blah, blah, blah. They might be partially right. This is the hardest thing I've ever done in my life is trading. Okay? And it will be the hardest thing you've ever done in your life. It takes a special breed of person to do this. If you think that you're going to sit down for a weekend and learn how to trade, you're nuts. I spent about 2 years, and this was because I was partially doing it the wrong way. I spent about 2 years on the charts for 14 to 16 hours a day on the charts, trying to figure things out, trying to get better. Listen, I would take my cell phone to bed after being on the charts 12, 14, 16 hours a day, plug my cell phone in, and I'd still be watching videos on my cell phone. I'd wake up with my cell phone in my hand. Like, I mean, it's insane. I did that partially because I didn't go the education route either. So I didn't have anyone to lean on. I was completely on my lonesome for this journey. Money management and trade management. You're going to lose. I guarantee you're going to lose trades. Like this is how it is, right? You got a 50% win rate. You're going to lose half your trades. It's how you manage your money through these trades, how you manage your money through a day, a week, a month, and a year. If you're going to get serious about this, you have to get serious about it. Um, there were times where maybe I sat out from a lunch at work or a dinner or whatever it was so I could save the 20 bucks, 30 bucks, 50 bucks, and at the end of the month, I would put it in my trading fund and say, okay, here's an extra 100 bucks or 200 bucks for my future trading fund when I end up funding the account. Um, Journaling. So back to journaling again. Even if you're paper trading, sim trading, journal every single thing. I highly recommend recording your screen so you can see what you do, and talk when you're recording your screen so you can hear your thoughts when you replay the video. You sit back, you get a drink, a water, whatever you want to drink, and you replay your video of you trading the market with your audio so you can hear exactly what you were thinking and you can see your executions. Talk to your spouse or your partner about your trading endeavors. This is super important. Don't hide anything. It is going to cost money. Be upfront with them and tell them, this is what I want to try and do. It's going to be hard. I'm going to need support. Are you in? Because if they're not, maybe you can pitch a business plan to them. Tell them how serious you are about it. Tell them what it could do for you. Tell them, you know, this is something you really, really need to try. You don't want to not try it and then regret not trying it, okay? For trading, I would have rather tried it, failed, and then at least say I tried it. Don't give yourself a timeline. I see a lot of people saying, okay, I studied trading for 2 months or 6 months. Now I'm going to quit work and, or, you know, in the next 2 months, I'm going to quit work and we'll be good to go. No, don't do that. Or in the next year, I'm going to make at least $50,000. Don't do that. Do not focus on that long-term goal and give yourself deadlines. Just focus on the process. All of the small little baby steps, right? I learned something new today. I learned something new today. I learned something new today. And all that knowledge is going to compound. Like, give someone a penny on day one and double that penny for 30 days and it turns into like $5.64 million on day 30. It's insane. This is how your knowledge will compound if you take baby steps. And the last point here, keep your day job if possible. Maybe you work nights or evenings, or maybe you can trade from work a little bit, whatever it is. Just keep your day job. It's such a reassuring thing, especially when you first start trading, that you have a steady paycheck coming in. So if you lose a little bit, it's not going to destroy you. But keep your day job as long as you can until you feel like you're fully educated, you have some money in the bank, saved up for some bills, and you have a decent sized trading account. Okay, this should all be in your trading playbook as well and in your plan. Uh, Goals and processes to get to this place will tell you, when I get here, then I can think about taking on trading full time. That's about it. If someone else can do it, so can you. Put your head down, work hard, let your success speak for itself. I know this is a tough one for some people because there's a lot of things I said in here that might have discouraged you, but I want to be completely honest. Trading is extremely hard. It is absolutely doable. And once you make it, it's something that no one can take away from you. The thought in my head, knowing that if I lost everything right now, I could go to the bank, get a $5,000 loan, and turn that into something. That's something that no one can take away from you. The beauty is the markets aren't going anywhere, and you can do this trading stuff for the rest of your days. I hope you guys enjoyed. Take care. Have a great night. And as always, like, comment, subscribe. I will get back to every single comment you guys leave. If you guys want to have a chat with me, or this hits you guys in a different way, just leave a comment down below and say, Dave, I'd like to have a chat one-on-one. I'll add you up to Discord. We can get on a voice call. We can have a text call, video call, whatever you want. I'm totally willing to chat it out with you guys. Even if it turns out that I steered you away from trading, I'd rather do that than see you guys lose a boatload of money. But those of you that are super resilient and super driven to do this, I also want to talk to you guys. Have a good night.